The AZZA Prisma Digital RGB is an affordable fan that uses the RGB addressable LED system for the LEDs integrated into the front frame of the fan. The improvements brought by the addressable LED is the possibility of changing the color on each individual LED of the fan. This brought to the market numerous improvements for light and color patterns on RGB fans. With a smooth color transitions, the Prisma Digital RGB uses a hydro bearing mechanism to spin the 9 plastic blades and the hub assembly. The hydro bearing, also known as a fluid dynamic bearing system, is known for having a low noise operation. The price of the Prisma Digital RGB is around $14 US or euros for the 120mm version, which is also the version of the fan we used in this review. The main reason for choosing the smaller fan is that the 120mm fans are still widely used on heatsinks and radiators, while the bigger 140mm fans are often found on cases. Starting with the most obvious feature of this fan, the addressable LEDs, which are not really part of the fan. To be specific, the LEDs are integrated into a plastic frame that is attached to the fan with 4 metallic screws. So in theory, you could just remove the frame and attach it to a different fan, and thus having a modular addressable RGB fan system readily available for you. The problem with this design is that it introduces more steps when installing the fan in any position or radiator. You need to first unscrew the frame from the fan and then use the included long screws to attach the fan and the frame to the radiator of the case. This makes quite the hassle. Speaking of screws, the Prisma Digital RGB comes with a basic accessory bundle, one user manual which seems to be the exact same manual as other AZZA fans, and 2 sets of screws, a standard fan screw set and a long screw set. The long screws appear to have a custom length to accommodate both the fan and the added LED frame at the front, so be careful not to lose these screws as they could be hard to acquire. As previously mentioned, the fan features 9 plastic blades that have a solid white color and texture. The blades have a simple look with no design elements meant to increase the performance of the fan. The main purpose of the solid white texture is to better reflect the color and light of the LEDs present on the frame of the fan. In addition, on the hub there is applied a holographic sticker that will change its color depending on the position it's being viewed from. Luckily, this sticker is very well placed and is centered, and thus it will not create a wobbling effect when the fan is spinning. While in today's market you would expect some type of padding for vibration dampening, the Prisma Digital RGB has no such thing. The front of the fan frame is covered by, you guessed it, that LED frame, while the back of the fan is bare, lacking any sorts of rubber pads or foam. Quite the disappointment, especially since this fan is most likely going to be used as a case fan and thus will be passing on the vibration it creates when spinning. On the power side of things, this fan has 2 cables and thus 2 sets of connectors. The first cable consists of a single 4-pin Molex connector for powering the fan and also controlling the rotational speed through PWM. The second cable features 2 3-pin RGB addressable connectors, one male and one female. The cables of the fan are not covered by sleeving, but are completely black, so that will blend in with the rest of the system. The testing is done as always on a 240mm radiator that is attached to a closed-loop CPU cooler, and the performance of the AZZA Prisma Digital RGB is what it was expected from a fan that has as its main purpose the enhancement of your system's look. It is not bad, but it's not really great either, and it is pretty clear that this is one of those fans that should be used as a case fan only, as it is severely lacking when talking about static pressure. As in my previous fan review, I decided to not only show which fan is the most silent by having a decibel rating, but also showing an unedited sound sample of the fan sound, recording with the microphone placed at 10 cm away from the fan. Throughout the sound testing procedure, all tested fans are spinning at their rated maximum speeds. The sound measurement expressed in decibels for the AZZA Prisma Digital RGB is 41 decibels, measured at 10 cm away from the fan. While these values do show that the fan will be heard at full speed, the previous sound sample also revealed a slight bearing noise that was present throughout the entire testing procedure. Thankfully, it is not that loud and it will mostly be covered by the air noise generated by the fan blades. However, it is something to keep in mind if you want to have silence from your fans or are interested in silence in general. With a price of $14 or euros, the Prisma Digital RGB is one of the affordable addressable RGB fans available on the market. The main features of this model are the addressable RGB system and the low noise operation thanks to the fluid dynamic bearing system. The LED system is good and offers a great color transition alongside high light intensity. The Prisma Digital RGB is also fully compatible with all motherboard manufacturers' RGB systems. This includes the ASRock Polychrome RGB, MSI's Mystic Light, ASUS Aura Sync, and of course Gigabyte RGB Fusion 2.0. In terms of performance, the AZZA Prisma Digital RGB is average in both static pressure and airflow. The best usage for this fan is as an exhaust case fan. In that position, the user can benefit from the ARGB LEDs that are facing the inside of the system and the motherboard. The sound generated at the maximum speed of 1600 RPM peaked at 41 decibels, measured at 10 cm away from the fan and testing system. If you liked this review, then perhaps you can consider subscribing for more videos and reviews on this channel, and also show some feedback in the comment section below.